Welcome to War India News Hour. Enterprises are building their infrastructure with 5G and IoT. 5G is increasing our dependence on our digital infrastructures, increasing the negative impacts on society when this infrastructure malfunctions or is the victim of a cyber attack. As we embrace 5G, we must also carefully consider the resilience and security of the systems that will utilize this game-changing technology. There is no denying that the next generation wireless has the potential to provide competitive advantage, unlock the power of other emerging technologies, and transform their organization and industry in the next 3 years. With the potential for high bandwidth, low latency, wireless data transmission, 5G is set to play a key role in connecting edge devices to the cloud. The next-gen wireless future rapidly becomes a reality. Carriers and enterprises alike should decide how to participate in the evolving ecosystem. At the same time, IoT will help to enable an environment with the flexibility to provide services of all sorts, ranging from home automation to smart retail or logistics, and from smart environment monitoring to smart city services. In a very short time, the IoT will have sensing, analytics, and visualization tools which can be accessed by anyone, anytime, and anywhere in the world on a personal, community, or a national level. The IoT will increasingly rely on cloud computing and smart devices with sensors built in, along with thousands, that is, if not millions, of applications to support them. Let's look into today's headlines in War India. TCIL to promote homegrown Samvad app developed by C-DOT. India's Telecom Technology Research and Development arm has designed and developed the Samvad app, which is available on Android and iOS platforms for secure calling, chatting, as well as sharing location, audio and video files. The users will benefit from the availability of data on their mobiles anytime, anywhere, while still enjoying the privileges of a secure and self-hosted network. C-DOT has also a similar messaging app with all features that can be used for enterprise usage without having any privacy concerns, TCIL Chairman Sanjeev Kumar said. TCIL is also planning to further develop and enhance capabilities. He further added that the app is already being used by senior government officials for secured communications. Facebook sued for data sharing with third parties. A data protection claim has been filed in London against Facebook for its alleged failure to give at least 1 million users in England and Wales meaningful control over their personal data. Journalist and author Peter Jukes is suing Facebook for a lack of management over his private knowledge as a part of a category mention declared on behalf of about 1 million customers of the social media website. Jukes claims that between November 2013 and May 2015, Facebook allowed a third-party app called This Is Your Digital Life to access not only the personal information of users who downloaded the app but also that of their Facebook friends without their knowledge or consent. AI startup Databricks raises $1 billion Series G investment valued at $28 billion. Databricks, an AI and data startup company based out of San Francisco, announced a $1 billion investment in response to the rapid global adoption of its unified data platform. The Series G funding, led by new investor Franklin Templeton, puts Databricks at a $28 billion valuation, with investments coming from Microsoft, Google, and Amazon. Ali Ghodsi, CEO and co-founder of Databricks, said, "We see this investment and our continued rapid growth as further validation of our vision for a simple, open and unified data platform that can support all data-driven use cases from BI to AI." Salesforce won't force workers to come to office post-COVID. Salesforce said its work from anywhere plan offers the company better ways to broaden its workforce to new geographies. It says it will let most of its employees work remotely even after the pandemic, at least for part of the week. Other major tech companies such as Twitter and Google have also made similar announcements. This means people will be in the office anywhere from 1 to 3 days a week. Employees who do not live near an office or have roles that do not require an office will work remotely full-time, Salesforce said. Bihar man held for rupees 94 lakhs fraud by hacking Vodafone Idea email ID. The Gujarat police has arrested a 21-year-old man from Bihar for allegedly hacking Vodafone Idea's official email ID and committing a fraud of around rupees 94 lakhs. He allegedly got the SIM of the number registered for net banking of the telecom giant by sending an email to the internal servers and then credited the money from various bank accounts of the company. According to police, the accused Gulshan Singh had used a virtual private network, that is VPN, to hack into the official ID and subsequently hid his device location. Telegram grabbing the market share of WhatsApp base in India. There is no doubt that WhatsApp is the messaging leader with more than 53% users in the country using its platform. A report says Telegram is the front runner, followed by Signal, which also gained 47% of WhatsApp users in the past 1 year owing to their extra security offerings, according to market research firm. The Facebook-owned platform has over 40 crore users in the country. Telegram has crossed 60 crore users globally, mostly from India in recent months. Adar Poonawalla firm Rising Sun set to acquire majority stake in Magma Fincorp for rupees 3,456 crores. Rising Sun Holdings, a company controlled in personal capacity by Serum Institute of India CEO Adar Poonawalla, announced a transaction to acquire a controlling stake in Magma Fincorp, that is MFL, a non-banking financial company. The deal will be carried out via a preferential issue of Magma Fincorp's equity shares worth rupees 3,456 crores. The deal also includes an open offer as per SEBI norms. 97% people satisfied with overall COVID-19 vaccine process, says Health Minister. Over 97% of 7.75 lakh people surveyed after receiving anti-coronavirus vaccine shots have expressed satisfaction with the immunization process, the Union Health Ministry said. The government is taking feedback from their vaccinated since January 17th through its mobile app CoWIN and has got responses from 7.75 lakh people, Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan said at a press conference. The nationwide inoculation drive against COVID-19 was launched on January 16th with over 3 crore healthcare and frontline workers prioritized to get the jabs initially. SplashLearn raises $18 million for its game-based edtech platform. SplashLearn, a 10-year-old US-headquartered edtech startup that teaches children through a game-based curriculum, has raised $18 million in a new financing round as it looks to expand to more markets. San Francisco-based Owl Ventures led the Series C funding round in SplashLearn, and Axel, which had earlier invested $7 million in the startup's Series B, also participated in the new round. Founded by IIT Kharagpur graduates Joydeep Nath, Mayank Jain, Umang Jain and Arpit Jain, SplashLearn offers maths lessons for children. Nazara Technologies raises ₹100 crores through Hornbill Capital. Mumbai-based gaming and sports media platform Nazara Technologies on Tuesday said it has raised 100 crores rupees from Instant Growth Limited ahead of its proposed initial public offering launch. The startup, backed by billionaire investor Rajesh Jhunjhunwala, filed IPO documents in January, thus becoming the first Indian gaming technology company to seek a market debut. Samila, successful AI implementations include robust data and analytics infrastructure. CIOs must ensure business problems have enough supporting data for predictions, which contain patterns that executives expect to see in the future. For example, if the organization is making a prediction that could vary quarterly, data should span multiple years to be able to represent quarterly changes. AI is designed not only to support human decision making, algorithms can also act autonomously. These AI algorithms therefore need to be trusted to act on behalf of all participant parties in each digital interaction. It also promises to accelerate future revenue generation through innovative services facilitated via 5G-enabled devices including smartphones, tablets, laptops and IoT. More than 500 billion IoT devices from sensors to actuators to devices will be connected to the internet by 2030 according to research from Cisco. The data collected, aggregated and analyzed by IoT devices will deliver insights across a wide variety of platforms and services from healthcare to artificial intelligence innovations. 5G networks will be needed to meet the requirements of these data-intensive IoT devices and related cloud services. Industry digitalization is already happening, opening up new opportunities for service providers. With 5G, industries all over the world can innovate and rise to their full potential. It leads to a broad array of use cases and success stories where service providers have enabled smart businesses. That's it for the day. Do like, share, comment and subscribe to Our India News magazine. You can download the Our India app from Google Play Store for the latest news and updates. So stay tuned. Thank you.